Sharon, this is one of the great privileges of my role, and very happy to read this to you in front of this wonderful group. Sharon P. Robinson, exemplary educator, passionate advocate for teachers and teaching, gifted leader. From your first days as a teacher in Lexington, Kentucky, you have embodied the intelligence, energy, creativity, inclusiveness, sensitivity, and empathy that are hallmarks of a superb educator and which represent the qualities we seek in every teacher, in every classroom. Throughout your career and in your leadership of the American Association of Colleges for Teacher Education, you have focused on the central role of the educator and school leader, reminding all that we cannot forget that there is no substitute for an effectively prepared, skilled, and supported classroom teacher. As a passionate educational reformer in your own right, you have tirelessly championed reforms to strengthen teacher education, to increase diversity among teachers and teacher educators, and to gather data and apply methods that will keep our talented teachers in the profession. Like Bank Street's founder, in your roles as teacher, researcher, policy leader, and advocate, you have consistently reminded us of our shared moral and professional responsibility to educate and to develop the potential of every child, and especially the children from minority communities and those with special needs. During decades of inspiring service and pioneering leadership, you have reflected the qualities and values that have always driven Bank Street: an exemplary commitment to equity and inclusion, a core belief in the capacity of every child to learn and excel if given opportunity and strong teachers, and a passionate advocacy of the central place of the teacher as not only the most important person in every village, but as a pillar of a truly democratic society. You state in your AACTE President's Message that the organization is all about serving learners. Bank Street is proud to present you with the President's Medal, the highest honor the college can bestow, in grateful recognition of your exceptional leadership and service to the teaching profession, to American education, and to learners everywhere.
Wow. I have two things I want to say to you this evening. The first is really, really hard because there are no words to say thank you for this beautiful evening, the fellowship, the music, the great food and wine, and just the elegance of the moment. I thank you for taking the time just to celebrate one another, much less in my honor, because, you know, it's in celebrating that we will recognize and re-energize all of those resources that are in us and in our village, in our community, in our network, that we can access again and again to do the hard work that we take on every day. So I thank you for including me in this very special way. This is a truly singular honor, and I count myself quite privileged, and I am really humbled by this recognition. I thank you also for the history and tradition that is Bank Street. You know, I knew about Bank Street even as an undergraduate at the University of Kentucky because one year my mother, who was an English teacher in the Louisville, Kentucky public school system, she was selected to go to Bank Street for a summer of professional development. And this was in literacy development. See, I was just about ready to do student teaching as an English teacher. I didn't know much, but I knew that this was a very prestigious place to come. And also, it was in New York. How exotic can it be for this kid growing up in Kentucky, traveling between Louisville and Lexington. But it was, I remember that summer because my mom came back really full of new ideas, and we could tell that she was just kind of different professionally. And it even made us somewhat hesitant to approach her with all those mundane things that we couldn't wait for her to return so she could get back in the role of being our mother. But so Bank Street has always been there as a mark of a really professional place in education. And then later, as I came to know so many heroes and colleagues who have been associated with Bank Street, I came to regard something else as a really special hallmark. And that hallmark is integrity. Yes, intellectually, it is a place of great distinction. But when it comes to recognizing the dynamics of teaching and learning and exemplifying and valuing all that goes on in that interaction, Bank Street really stands out and serves as an exemplar of the celebration of teaching and learning by valuing both the learner and the teacher. I thank you also for helping us understand the importance of collaboration and partnerships. Bank Street has exemplified what it means to be a citizen of your community. And this example is one I have referenced often. It is one that I will begin now, it's an attribute that I will begin to ask that you work with me and bring all your other resources and get into yet another fray. You see, for all the work that we've done, we have now the challenge to make certain that the children in our community most in need of high quality, well-developed, expert teachers, they are in fact the ones most likely to get the teachers less well-trained. Now, it seems a bit ironic, after all this time of seeking equity in educational experiences, we come now at the beginning of this century and we must admit that somehow we've missed an important ingredient. I think we have missed the requirement of helping everyone understand the impact our candidates have when they get in that classroom. Because we don't keep track of them enough, and we don't document it enough, and we sure don't take credit for it enough. So the children who are experiencing the privileges and the benefits of working with Bank Street teachers, and I know you get into a lot of low-income communities, are the blessed ones. We must document what they do with distinction so that we can make the case for requiring that kind of quality in every classroom. Now, that will mean the research agenda's got to be beefed up, but so does the communications agenda. That will mean that we will have to develop our programs even more aggressively, but we also have to develop our skills at advocacy, because I feel the village, the children of the village, need us now more than ever before. Please count me as your reliable ally in this venture, and I thank you again for this great honor.